It's become all too familiar, not just on TV or in the movies, but in the news, and often with tragic results. It's against the law, but close to 8,000 people a year try to get away from law enforcement by stepping on the gas. Veteran LA traffic reporter Bob Tur takes us on a tour of some of the most spectacular pursuits caught on film. Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. The driver of this car is wanted for grand theft auto. The police car behind him is trying to rear in the suspect, forcing the car to turn sideways. This is called a fishtail maneuver. It doesn't work the first time.
Attempt by the Downey police. This is very dangerous situation with the suspect racing through city streets. Okay, here comes another fishtail maneuver. Downey officer is jamming on the gas. He's caused the vehicle to fishtail. It's moving into the curb. Hit an automobile. Suspect's vehicle has hit an automobile. The fishtail maneuver worked. Wait, he's still moving. His hood's up. Where's this guy going? He's out of control. Another fishtail. Smash. Collision. Okay, the suspect is still in the... Okay, no, he's out. He's moving. Unbelievable. The deputies are now chasing the suspect into the parking lot. Wait a minute. Okay, it looks like a detective has got him down on the ground. There's Rin Tin Tin. He's down. It looks like a code... Wait a minute. Rin Tin Tin's now eating the detective. This is code 4, I guess.
This red van is moving through surface street areas at speeds in excess of 90 miles an hour.
Officers are still directly behind the suspect. He's been unable to shake these officers. We don't have an air unit overhead yet, but that's just a matter of seconds before the Sheriff's Department helicopter is overhead. Okay, pursuit now moving rapidly. Speeds that I'd estimate over 60 miles an hour. Slowing down, blowing the cross traffic. That was through a red light. Okay, now moving through the residential neighborhood. We have 3 units of police now behind the suspect. Left-hand turn, residential. Oh, collision. He's on his side. This is terminating right here. Okay, you just saw that. Now the officers are getting out of their vehicle. You can see some movement inside that van. Okay, the police officers are trying to break in through the front window. Their weapons drawn. Another officer guarding the back in case the suspect tries to make a break. Okay, can't get those doors open. More officers moving in. Another officer with a shotgun moving in, taking the background. And at this point, okay, we got Rin Tin Tin down there in case this becomes a foot pursuit. Okay, the passenger side door now opening. So there is movement. Suspect is climbing out. Okay, he's giving himself up. Gee, he got some common sense. This is going to be a code 4.
There are 3 suspects inside this van, and the pursuit's been going on for over 30 minutes. The vehicle comes to an intersection and goes right through a red light. Again, the police try to stop the car with a fishtail maneuver.
These pursuits coming up on an intersection, we have some cross traffic. This may terminate here. Highway patrolman trying to rear end the suspect. Okay, trying to try the fishtail maneuver, didn't work. Right turn, now moving back onto a industrial area here in a shopping district. Okay, we have traffic. He's making it right through. Dangerous, right through a red light. You saw the Sheriff's Department air unit through the picture. This is now across the freeway, continuing on Montebello. Okay, we have 3 suspects wanted for grand theft auto. Now the vehicle is speeding up, number 2 lane. We got some cross traffic, another light up ahead. Okay, you see the Sheriff's Department helicopter still over the scene. Okay, looks like right turn, California Highway Patrol still following the suspect. Okay, the fishtail maneuver. He's making the fishtail maneuver. And didn't work. Wait a minute, gonna try it again, it looks like. Suspects in a residential neighborhood, no one on the streets, it's working. Okay, officers out, weapons drawn. They're ordering the suspects to put their hands up. They're complying. Another officer is drawn down on the rear of the truck. Okay, we have some more officers that have now arrived on the scene. Okay, their weapons now being drawn. The officers, the California Highway Patrolmen, have approached the van. Looks like the suspects are finally complying with the orders of the officers. Okay, we're now at 1,000 feet over the scene. We have a sheriff's helicopter down below, about 500 feet below us. An officer now pointing a weapon directly to the head of the driver. Okay, they're ordering the first of the 3 suspects out of the vehicle. We believe those are 2 women on the right side and a male suspect, the driver. And it appears as though the suspects are complying with the orders of the officers. In a moment, we should see the suspects. Okay, the driver door now being opened as well. The driver is out of the vehicle, down on the ground, in the felony prone position. I guess they're handcuffing that suspect. Okay, the first female's out. This is another code 4 in this deadly pursuit.
Sometimes things don't go as planned during high-speed pursuits. Sometimes law enforcement gets a lucky break.
In excess, and this is the kind of pursuit termination that officers like the most. You're looking at a picture of a bunch of California Highway Patrolmen, and there you see why they're so happy. The suspect ran out of gas, so he pulled into a gas station. Code 4. He's reaching out.
This chase didn't take place on a busy city street, but could prove to be just as dangerous. Watch as this van takes a joyride through the campus of Southern California's Valley College.
People out on this roadway. He's continuing this ride. He doesn't. There's no rhyme or reason. Still, so far, hasn't hit any students. That's the good news. Okay. Oh, some students hit a trash can. Look at that. Okay, sliding out of control from a very controlled pursuit. Now you're getting some wild motion. This guy seems to have had enough with the LAPD. He's back on a surface street. Half a dozen LAPD units involved in the pursuit, as well as a motor unit. 1 LAPD air unit still over the scene, calling the pursuit from their aerial perspective. Now making a left-hand turn out of the Valley College area. Continues. The pursuit is now continuing. He's slowing down. He's in the intersection. He's stopping. Okay, his hands are out the window. This may be the end of the pursuit. Sorry about that. Okay, he's got his hands outside the windows. I'm trying to stabilize the camera here. Okay, he's got his hands outside the window, his torso outside. Officers are approaching the suspect now with their weapons drawn. This is a code 4.
In the wrong hands, any moving vehicle can be considered a deadly weapon.
This motorcycle has hit speeds in excess of 100.
The suspect in this pursuit's wanted for assault with his weapon, the motorcycle itself. Does he actually think he can outrun the police?
And this guy has nearly lost his life 3 separate occasions, busting through intersections, through stop signs, with no regard for his own life, doing over 120 miles an hour. This is one of the most deadly, dangerous high-speed pursuits you can imagine. This is a motorcycle that is quite heavy, traveling at 120 miles an hour. Now he's picking up speed. We're showing airspeed now 100 knots. That means he's doing about 119 or 18 miles an hour right now on the 91 freeway eastbound, being pursued by 2 police helicopters. We're now at 2,000 feet over this pursuit. As you can see, he's using all lanes of the freeway. That motorcycle is very dangerous. He's almost, like I said, okay, now we're doing 110 miles an hour, slow lane 91 freeway, coming up on the 57 freeway here in Orange County. Okay, now taking the off-ramp at City College. Okay, and now State College, exiting State College. Will it be a left or right? Left turn, going to be traveling underneath the freeway. We, at this point, don't know how his brakes are staying intact, because to be able to race that speed and then pull into a high speed and then hit the brakes, you'd imagine the brakes would go at this point. Northbound 57 freeway, southbound. The reason this is very unusual is the rate of speed. We've seen 100 miles an hour, but never 120 through intersections. They're taking a left turn, narrowly missing a vehicle, a beige vehicle in that intersection. So that illustrates the sheer stupidity of this suspect. Oh yeah, I mean, obviously he doesn't care about his own life. The problem is that the general public is out here and they can die. they can be hit by this guy. Getting off on Imperial. Squeezing between a truck. Almost got wiped out by a truck. You know, there's dangerous passing on the right side of a big rig. This guy did it. What we have here is a high-speed motorcycle chase of a suspect wanted for assault with a deadly weapon, 245 on a police officer. No other weapon seen. We've seen speeds in excess of 120 miles an hour. Where now he's speeding up. This character just past the 57 freeway on the 91 westbound. He's had numerous close calls, narrowly ramming into vehicles. And at this point, we've seen this this suspect, who's described as a male, 6 feet tall, being chased by the Garden Grove Police Department, at least initially. They gave up the ground pursuit, turned it over to the air units, and so far the air units have been trailing the suspect. It is a red Honda, speeds in excess of 120 miles an hour. And I gotta tell you something, those speeds, some of those high speeds were on surface streets, through residential neighborhoods, through stop signs. There he goes. Down, suspect down, suspect down. Well, look, that's what I said would happen. He's moving, he's still alive, but we don't know how. He hit a bus, and I want to tell you something. The mechanics of injury are severe. He has probably sustained massive back and leg injuries because of that fall. He's conscious right now, he's alive. He's trying to get up. There's no ground units yet with him. We're going to zoom in. Okay, we're making the turn. Okay, now it looks like somebody may come to his assistance. Several police units still en route to the scene. Okay, we're trying to get word. Okay, suspect in custody. And at this point, he's being taken into custody by police. A ground ambulance has been called. Their ETA now. He's now struggling. He's struggling with the police. He's actually fighting the police officer as they try to handcuff him. And he is still giving up a fight right to the end. Continues on the Golden State Freeway. We've seen some very poor
riding in a stolen vehicle. The driver of this Mercedes tries to outrun police on the Golden State Freeway, but as you'll see, his crime quickly escalates.
LAPD units and California Highway Patrolmen following the suspect. This is a grand theft auto suspect. He's exhibited some very poor decision making in this high-speed pursuit. Officers are still trailing behind the suspect. An LAPD air unit still over the scene. Okay, still on the shoulder, passing vehicles. Rate of speed now 80 miles an hour. Golden State Freeway, just passing Los Feliz. Now there's a wider picture. You can see the officers are now about 100 yards behind the suspect. Okay, now coming across all lanes of the freeway from the shoulder, meandering, not using the lanes for the most part. Rate of travel about 60 miles an hour. Speed of the traffic about 50. Now speeding up, still the Golden State Freeway. LAPD unit directly behind the suspect. This is continuing. This is a grand theft auto suspect, wanted also for felony evasion. Pursuit has now been traveling for in excess of 33 minutes. Suspect is again using the shoulder. Oh, had a collision with the pickup truck. Okay, collision. Suspect is now in the number 1 lane. Just hit that white pickup truck. So that's a felony now hit and run, as well as felony evasion and grand theft auto. This character is out of control and very reckless. LAPD still trailing behind the suspect. LAPD air unit over the scene. Number one lane, high rate of speed. We've seen the shoulder being used. Already one collision, considered to be assault with a deadly weapon and felony evasion, and leaving the scene of an accident. Okay, shoulder, he's losing control. He's lost control. He's spinning. He's spinning. Smoke coming from the tires. He's lost. Okay, into the wall. Into the wall. This is terminated. This is now going to be a code for officers stopping the pursuit. Their weapons drawn, ordering the suspects out of the vehicle. They're going to put him down on the felony prone position. That's the normal course. That's a passenger. Driver has his hands out of the driver's side window. They're now ordering him to give himself up, and it looks like these characters are doing the right thing, finally, and giving themselves up. The pursuit was very reckless. These suspects are wanted for grand theft auto, felony evasion, assault with a deadly weapon, and leaving the scene of an accident. Dangerous situation on the streets.
As if a car isn't a deadly enough weapon, the driver in this pursuit is at the mercy of a gunman. He's involved in a dangerous game. Either drive or be shot by his captor.
Information that we were given by the Sheriff's Department was that the driver is a hostage, perhaps a hostage, and that the passenger is the gunman at this point. We don't have any other additional information than that, although this pursuit is traveling at a high rate of speed through the Orange County area. On the sidewalk, on the sidewalk. Well, the pursuit is on surface streets at a high rate of speed, sometimes as fast as 70 miles an hour. We've seen the driver drive up over the sidewalk through barriers and cutting narrowly, missing other vehicles. It is a very dangerous pursuit at this point. I really worry about the innocent pedestrians and motorists down there at this point. We're seeing this driver doesn't seem to be, the driver does not appear to be following any traffic laws of any sort. There you can see going through a red light, driving through the intersection. A patrol unit tried to cut it off, but the driver managed to evade the patrol unit. So it appears as though law enforcement is not just merely following behind in pursuit, but we've seen a couple of instances where actual patrol units have been placed directly in the path of this pursuit vehicle, trying to shut down the pursuit that way. Now we're traveling, as you can see, looks like, it appears as though we're traveling toward the west right now through Orange County. Congested residential at this point. These are single-family dwellings, single-story family dwellings. Nice neighborhood. Okay, the suspect's now firing at, we saw some shots being fired at a helicopter. So the suspect is shooting up in the air. We've just passed another school, a right turn. There seems to be no rhyme or reason as to why this driver is making left turns or right turns, just that the driver seems to be doing his best, and the suspect seems, there you see the weapon, there you see the suspect leaning out of, this guy is out of control. I think that's a fair statement at this point. The suspect seems to be out of control, leaning out of the window, firing, or appear to be firing into some of the residents. No, he's firing at officers. Suspect is firing at officers at this point. Right turn, right turn, right turn. What's happening here? Cul-de-sac? Cul-de-sac, cul-de-sac. This is going to terminate right now. Foot pursuit. Suspect is running. Suspect is armed. Suspect running west. Suspect now running northbound. Suspect running northbound. No tight turns, Gary. Do your best. Suspect is running northbound. Officers are not in position right now. There, he's running directly over to a patrol unit. He saw the patrol unit.
If you look closely here, you can see bullets hitting the ground.
Okay, he's on the other side of the house. We need to get in position, Gary. Suspect may have been hit. He's in the backyard. Suspect is running, jumping over a fence. Suspect is still running, evading police officers. Suspect, this is a foot pursuit now. Hour and 3 minutes into the pursuit. Suspect is now running over a fence, has a weapon in his hand, has his arms up. Arms up, officers have, nope, he's still moving. He's just got nowhere to go. He's got his hands raised. Suspect is giving himself up at this point. Suspect did drop his weapon. Very dramatic, graphic pictures. Suspect has his arms raised. At this point, it does not appear as though there are any officers. Suspect appears to be giving himself up to the police helicopter at this point. Let's control the helicopter. Let's smooth it out. Okay, there we go. You can see the sheriff's helicopter. They're giving orders over a public address system. There are some officers that are around the corner giving directions to the suspect. Lay face down, get down on your knees, lay face down. Suspect is face down. Suspect is okay, suspect is in custody. They're putting the handcuffs on the suspect right now. Suspect is in custody. 4, 5 officers, guns drawn, suspect in custody. Very dramatic finish to a very dangerous situation where we saw the suspect firing his weapon at officers, into homes, and into the air at helicopters.
Bystanders to high-speed chases aren't always victims. In this next segment, you'll see how some good Samaritans actually help to reel in the bad guy.
Sees us following. Right now, the LAPD is still about a mile behind. They've lost the suspect. An LAPD air unit is over the scene. He's now making a left. He's still continuing now eastbound on Ventura Boulevard. This motorcyclist has reached speeds in excess of 80 miles an hour. LAPD still about a mile behind him. He's along the Encino route here along Ventura Boulevard. He slowed down and just a moment ago looked up and saw the helicopter continuing the aerial surveillance. The pursuit has lasted now 35 minutes. Okay, he's gunning the gas. We have a red light up ahead. Some people standing trying to stop him. Look at this. Citizens trying to stop this pursuit. And they must have been watching it on television. He's made an illegal U-turn. He's now heading the opposite direction, opposing traffic. Wait, he's turning around now. I guess one direction is the LAPD, the other direction is this mob of people. Okay, he's passing through the gauntlet into the intersection. He's going to try to make a break. There's a red light, and cross-driving. He's been hit. He's down. Suspect is down. He's pinned. Looks like a small Mercedes. He's trying to get back up. Okay, we have people running his direction. He's now on foot. The suspect is trying to run. Looks like he's injured. Okay, people now running to grab the suspect. He's continuing. Okay, he's now being grabbed. He's going to be forced to the ground, it appears. First LAPD unit on scene. LAPD officers now rushing up, pushing the bystanders away, now taking the suspect into custody. This is a code 4, but only with the help of the citizens in the street.
In this pursuit, the California Border Patrol's chasing a man they believe to be an illegal alien. A blue van gives them a helping hand.
Now fleeing Border Patrol agents from the INS station on the border near San Diego. The pursuit has lasted some time now, close to 40 minutes. Border Patrol agents are still there. We have a blue van that seems to be getting involved. It looks as though the blue van's driver is forcing the suspect off the side of the road. Officers from the INS weren't involved in this. It appears as though maybe it's an undercover officer, or maybe it's just a Samaritan driving down the freeway that thought he would get involved.
Sometimes the most unlikely vehicles are involved in these pursuits. In this next segment, a white truck leads police on a 40-minute thrill ride through the streets of Los Angeles. With its wheels shot out, the van trails sparks into Orange County.
Officers continuing the pursuit on the ground as well. They've used their shotguns to blow the vehicle's tires out. But this small white van continues to drive. Suspect was wanted for evading officers. This pursuit began some time ago. There's a tight shot of the suspect. You can see the top portion of that white van ripped away as it tried to outrun officers. They haven't been able to do so. Officers have used their shotguns to blow the rear tires out of this van and sparks continue to fly from the van as the rims continue to drive along this asphalt. It's unbelievable. This white van continues to travel. Sparks still flying from the white van. Officers directly behind. They've used their shotguns to blow the tires out, but this white van and its driver continue this pursuit. So far, no other accidents. The driver has been somewhat careful. However, we have seen the driver on more than one occasion blow stop signs. Look at the sparks. Look at the sparks coming from this white van. Rims now on the asphalt creating these sparks. Officers have used their shotguns numerous times to blow out the tires. Sparks flying from the white van. Van continues to travel eastbound, and now it appears those speeds are about 35 miles an hour. Officers directly behind the suspect. Sparks still flying from that white van. Okay, it's unbelievable. The white van's continuing. The white van continues to elude officers. Okay, we got a train directly in front. Cross traffic. He's only going to be able to make only a left or right turn. Right turn, a fishtail maneuver. Fishtail maneuver. Is it successful? Nope. He's still looks like he's.
Let's see that again.
There's a telephone pole in his path. Wait a minute, he just cleared it. It continues. Believe it or not, the driver is continuing the pursuit on a white truck that has no rims. Another fishtail maneuver. Officers are trying to get at the fishtail. They've been successful once, maybe a second time's a charm. Okay, it's now fishtailed up on the curb, up into a building. Looks like it's going to stop. Officers now getting in position. Their guns drawn, taking cover. Okay, they have their guns on the suspect. Guns aimed at the suspect. Okay, an officer approaching, opening up the door, and now pulling the suspect to the ground. Their guns drawn. This will be a code for another successful termination to a wild pursuit.
This was by far one of the most extraordinary pursuits ever caught on film. A tank was stolen from the San Diego National Guard Armory. The suspect took police on a ride they'll never forget. There goes the neighborhood. Look at how easily he destroys this RV. Ooh. He nearly rams the side of this house. There goes a signpost. And another. And he drags this one along with him. He stops just short of this bridge's support girder, and then continues down the freeway. across the median into oncoming traffic. Fortunately, he gets stopped. In the end, the suspect was shot and killed. Miraculously, no one else was injured during his 25-minute rampage through the streets of San Diego.
Overhead, night sun still on, illuminating the scene for officers.
Here's another highly unusual pursuit. This 2-ton bus is actually trying to outrun police. The suspect's wanted for felony evasion and grand theft bus.
To another area, narrowly missing an automobile. Right turn, now moving across the street. Suspect is wanted for felony evasion as well as grand theft bus. Suspect has narrowly hit several vehicles. There's a wide shot, a zoom on in, now opposing all lanes of traffic. It appears though that man in the white truck tried to block his path, and the suspect didn't like it. Now moving quickly, about 40 miles an hour. Okay, on the 405 freeway, continuing to travel along the 405 freeway. California Highway Patrolman still following.
2 hours into the pursuit, he careens down the 405 at speeds in excess of 70 miles an hour.
Okay, coming off the off-ramp. There's vehicles in front of him. He slowed down. Okay, he stopped. Will it stop? No, the pursuit will not stop. He's now using his left lane
Ironically,
changer.
he doesn't forget to use his left turn signal when he exits the freeway's
No
off-ramp.
reason why. He's already wanted for several felonies, including grand theft bus and felony evasion. Not to mention assault with a deadly weapon. Okay, coming off the off-ramp here at Sunset Boulevard.
Later in the chase, he smashes into the guardrail and rear-ends another car, leaving him without lights down Sunset
He's
Boulevard.
going now without lights. Police air unit overhead. California Highway Patrolmen are still in hot pursuit. He is now completely out of control. The bus driver in this bus wanted for grand theft bus as well as felony evasion, assault with a deadly weapon at this point. We don't know if those people have been injured or how badly. Now westbound Sunset Boulevard from the freeway. Suspect still now moving about 35, moving to 40 miles an hour. Continuing on Sunset Boulevard, suspects now crossing over the line, now moving up to the intersection at Barrington, westbound Barrington on Sunset. Okay, narrowly missing another automobile on the other side of traffic. Narrowly missing a car, almost hitting another one. He is now over the double yellow line, still on Sunset, westbound, coming up into the Pacific Palisades area. Suspects wanted for several felonies, including assault with a deadly weapon, grand theft bus, and felony evasion. Now on the opposite side of traffic, there's some oncoming traffic.
He rides into oncoming
God,
traffic into the
very
Pacific
dangerous.
Palisades
He can
area.
kill somebody. He's now moving, okay, narrowly missing 3 automobiles, 5 automobiles, now moving across, okay, passing Kenner, still westbound Sunset Boulevard.
He finally skids out of control across the center divider.
He's skidding out of control. This bus is out of control. Now he's moving.
It looks like this is it.
Across the center divider. Oh man, it's stopped. Will the pursuit stop? Cloud of smoke. Nope, he's still moving. He's backing up. Unbelievable. California Highway Patrolman still following this suspect. We're now 2 hours into the pursuit, narrowly hitting on several automobiles, almost killing several people. Okay, now crossing over, okay, from Sunset, now, okay, in Pacific Palisades on Sunset Boulevard, making a left lane change. Okay, now in an alley, passing by House of Lee. He's coming up on, he's coming up on another intersection. The night before, there were several hundred kids in this intersection that he's now approaching. Fortunately, no one's out. LAPD air unit coming across the screen, left turn. Okay, now going to be making a right turn on Sunset Boulevard. Okay, from Swarthmore, westbound, Sunset Boulevard from Swarthmore. California Highway Patrol, LAPD still in pursuit. Okay, 405 freeway. Okay, he's now. Oh, that's out in. That's in Canaan, New Mexico. Okay, he's still being chased by officers. Officers are still giving chase.
He's still on the move.
Highway Patrol units, LAPD, Sheriff's Department, a police helicopter overhead illuminating the scene with the night sun. This driver will not stop. Okay, continuing now.
He gets back onto the 405 freeway, but he runs into a chain barrier.
He's now captured that chain. That is like a flying guillotine, now sparking in the light. Looks like a rocket racing in the night as this bus driver, out of control, being chased by the California Highway Patrol, as well as the LAPD and a police helicopter. This looks like a Roman candle in the night. Okay, 2.5 hours into the pursuit. This looks like a Roman candle. Sparks flying from this chain link fence that the driver has trapped underneath the bus. This is very dangerous. If anyone's walking, any pedestrians, they can lose a leg as this flying guillotine comes in their direction at over 40 miles an hour. Okay, bus driver is making a lane change, crossing over, slowing down, making a radical turn. You can see the chain link fence swinging. Okay, strikes a patrol unit, loses the chain from underneath the truck. It's unbelievable. It could kill somebody. This bus driver
2.5 hours into the pursuit, the bus is still dragging the chain link fence down the 405 freeway.
405 freeway, southbound, crossing Sunset Boulevard. Chain link fence still underneath the bus, taking the Church Lane exit. Okay, crossed over the double yellows, now is on Church Lane from the 405 freeway. This is a cul-de-sac. It's going to dead end. The driver has nowhere to go now. This is going to cul-de-sac. California Highway Patrol units, it's directly behind him. He has nowhere to go. He's going to have to stop. LAPD air unit overhead with the night sun. Okay, he stopped. Highway patrolman now, wait a minute, he's backing up. He's hitting the highway patrol units like toys. They're smashing up like toys. Okay, we're hearing shots fired. Shots are now being fired at the suspect. Police stop. No, it's still moving forward. Suspect's moving forward. Highway patrolman firing on this bus. Shots have been fired. The driver appears to be, okay, he's still moving. Okay, he stopped. He's going to try backing up again. He's backing up into the officer's path. Wait a minute, up on the curb. Okay, into a house. The man has struck the garage portion of a home. Shots have been fired. Looks like the pursuit is over with. He's trapped inside the house. Now,
after playing bumper cars with the police, he backs into the garage portion of the house. At last, the pursuit appears to be over.
Approaching the bus, weapons drawn. Night sun still overhead, illuminating the scene. Suspect does not appear to be coming out. Suspect still is holed up in the bus. Another question, is the suspect alive? Shots have been fired. The bus does not appear to be moving. Officers
police
very
approach,
carefully
but the driver won't heed their commands.
Their handguns drawn. Those are .40 caliber semi-automatic handguns, lethal weapons. So far, the suspect does not appear to be up, listening to the officer's commands. Okay, I can see the suspect in the window. He appears to be in the driver's seat. He's not following the orders of the California Highway Patrolman. Okay, LAPD air unit still overhead with their night sun. The officers have approached the bus, but they're being very careful. This driver has tried to kill them numerous times. More California Highway Patrolmen now moving into the scene. The area has been roped off, closed off to the public. Officers still have their weapons drawn. They're ordering, okay, an officer moving out. Okay, he's trying to attempt to open the bus's door, unable to do so. Driver appears to be still sitting in the driver's seat. This bus is a weapon. He's used it against officers. He should be following their orders, but he does not appear to be listening to them. Okay, we're at now 1,500 feet above the scene. The police night sun illuminating the scene that you can see below. The bus driver, this bus driver wanted for felony hit and run. Okay, he's now, okay, you can see a highway patrolman using a bat to break out the passenger side window of this bus. The window has broken out, and now officers have moved the glass away, and they're yelling to the suspect to get out. Another officer on the driver's side, weapons drawn. He does, okay, it appears as though they're getting inside the bus now. Door is now open. They're now making their rush inside. It should be just a moment before they have that suspect down on the floor and being handcuffed. Okay, the suspect is out of the bus, on the ground. He is now being handcuffed by the California Highway Patrol. We don't know the condition of the suspect.
After 2.5 hours, it's finally a code 4.
There's a freeway pursuit underway. Let's go live now to KNX Crossing Wilshire into Beverly Hills.
70, Bob.
Well, actually, right now it's in Beverly Hills. We're northbound Robertson passing Olympic.
One of the biggest risks of these high-speed pursuits is to drivers. This stolen vehicle is traveling way too fast down the surface streets of Beverly Hills and West Hollywood, and on the wrong side of the road.
Now on the opposite side of the road, there's opposing traffic. People are trying to duck out of this man's way, but and so far they've been very successful. Now crossing over. Okay, we're now coming into Beverly Hills, narrowly missing a pedestrian, and now on the opposite side of traffic across the double yellow line. The suspect is pretty much just out of control at this point. This is a code 37 vehicle, which means a stolen vehicle northbound Robertson. We've passed Wilshire Boulevard in the city of Beverly Hills. LAPD has at least one air unit overhead. Now we're entering West Hollywood. The suspect at times on this street where you normally be traveling 30 miles an hour has been hitting speeds up to 60 miles an hour and doing that on the opposite side of traffic. Now the vehicle, okay, we're now coming out to a busy intersection. Okay, somebody just slammed on their brakes, narrowly missing the suspect. It's a silver four-door automobile. Okay, we're now still northbound on Robertson heading into West Hollywood. The vehicle is really, at this point, we've seen numerous near-miss accidents. It looks like a couple times cars have been scratched, but at this point, nobody injured so far. Now we're approaching Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood on Robertson, still northbound. Okay, narrowly missing another car, a pedestrian. Now on the opposite side of traffic, now, okay, knocking a car off the side to the right. And we're continuing northbound. This is a business district, passing a couple of restaurants. Okay, busy Santa Monica Boulevard, making a right turn on Santa Monica Boulevard. Now number 2 lane, passing traffic. LAPD ground unit still in pursuit. Okay, eastbound Santa Monica Boulevard. Okay, just smashed into an automobile. Smashed in. This has ended in an accident. No, he's still moving. Now over into the number 2 lane. He's being boxed in because of traffic. Nowhere to go, but he's still moving as traffic moves forward. The suspect moves as well. Officers trying to box him in. Okay, they're now pulled alongside of him. They're exiting the vehicles right now.
This is one time we can say thank God for LA traffic.
He's still moving. Okay, now he's stopping. He's stopping. They have the vehicles. They're trying to kick open the window. Okay, he's not opening the doors at this point. Okay, they have the car surrounded. Officers, okay, now they're reaching into the window. He's still rolling. He's still rolling. They've reached into the window. Okay, they're pulling him out the window, pulling the suspect out of the window. Okay, he's being pulled out of the window by police officers, wrestled to the ground, now being handcuffed. Okay, it appears to be a code 4. Santa Monica and San Vicente is the location.
Right in front of the sheriff's station.
In custody, right in front of the LAPD sheriff's station, the LA County Sheriff's Station here in West Hollywood. This is a code 4, very dangerous pursuit. Code 4 at this point. Reporting live from Chopper 1070, Bob Tur.
All units, code 4 in the pursuit, Santa Monica, San Vicente, custody.
Now making a right-hand turn, Sheriff's Department directly behind the suspect. This is now a residential neighborhood.
As you'll see in this next pursuit, the wrong turn can be the difference between getting away and getting caught.
Suspect is now speeding up. Sheriff's Department has their door open. Okay, there's the end of the cul-de-sac. Okay, where is he going to go? His door is open. Suspect's door is open. He's up into a fence. Okay, he's trying to make... Okay, he's been crushed by the Sheriff's Department vehicle. He's been jammed against the fence, his door, and the Sheriff's vehicle. You can see the Sheriff's Department officer is now moved into the location. Okay, the driver is still behind the wheel. Looks like they're going to back up and let him go. Is he okay? Wait a minute. There's a fight. The Sheriff's Department, okay, he's moving. He's running from officers. Look at the suspect go. This is like the 100-yard dash, and the suspect is ahead of the officers. He's running. I don't know where he's going to go. Other officers are now moving into the area. He's running. He's about half a length ahead of the sheriff's deputy. Okay, he's now turning into a house in the driveway. More deputies are approaching. Okay, wait a minute. It looks like the sheriff's deputies have got him. They just tackled the suspect, and now they're kicking him. They're beating him. Okay, they're continuing to beat the suspect. The suspect is now resisting at this point, still getting some more hits by a sheriff's deputy with a flashlight. Okay, he's now down on the ground. Okay, his hands are behind his back. This is now a code 4. A very dramatic end to a very wild pursuit.